Hi friends, I'm Tina. Welcome back to Whispering Cottage Home. Today we're setting a late May garden supper with the kind of simple cottage touches that make an ordinary evening feel remembered. We'll bring together gingham cloth, wicker baskets, yellow flowers, old plates, soft napkins, and that golden evening light that makes the whole porch or garden table feel like it belongs in a family photograph. And the best part is, none of this needs to be fancy. You can use things you already have in your cupboards: a flea market basket, a few flowers from the grocery store, or even a little picture that belonged to someone you loved. By the end, I hope you'll have a few home decor ideas you can use for your own late spring supper, whether it's on a porch, under a tree, or right beside a sunny kitchen window. Before we begin, I'd love to know, do you have an old picnic basket, tablecloth, serving bowl, or set of plates that still makes you smile when you bring it out? For a late May garden supper, I like to begin with one simple pattern, and gingham is one of the easiest choices. It feels country, familiar, and cheerful, without trying too hard. Picture a small outdoor table covered in a butter yellow and white gingham cloth, or maybe a soft blue gingham runner laid over a plain wooden tabletop. If you have an old farmhouse table, even better. Let a little of the wood show at the edges so the setting feels relaxed and lived in. Here's the practical tip. Choose one main pattern and let everything else calm down around it. If the tablecloth is gingham, use plain cream plates, simple glass tumblers, and solid napkins. That keeps the table from looking busy. It's the same idea we use in interior design. Inside the home, one strong pattern, then quieter supporting pieces. If you don't have a full tablecloth, try folding a gingham curtain panel, a clean flower sack towel, or a length of fabric from your sewing drawer down the center of the table. Affordable home upgrades often begin with using what we already own in a new way. There's something about gingham that reminds me of packed lunches, church suppers, and back porch meals when the evenings stretched long. It gives the whole table a friendly feeling before the first plate is even set down. Once the cloth is in place, we can start adding the pieces that give the supper its cottage personality. Wicker is one of those vintage home decor pieces that works hard and looks lovely doing it. For a garden supper, it brings in that picnic feeling, but it can also help with home organization while you're carrying things in and out. Imagine a round wicker tray holding lemonade glasses, a small basket lined with a napkin for biscuits, and a taller handled basket near the table with extra napkins and silverware tucked inside. It looks pretty, but it also saves trips back to the kitchen. My favorite styling tip is to mix wicker shapes, but keep the color family close. A honey-toned tray, a pale natural basket, and one older market basket can all work together if they feel clean and well cared for. Avoid filling every basket to the top. Leave a little breathing room so the table feels collected, not cluttered. Wicker is also useful if you're decorating a small porch or patio. Instead of adding more furniture, use one basket beside the table for folded throws, garden clippers, or extra plates. It gives you kitchen storage or porch storage without looking modern or harsh. And of course, wicker carries memories. Many of us remember a basket in the back of the car, packed with sandwiches wrapped in wax paper, or a porch basket filled with clothespins. That little touch can make a simple supper feel connected to family habits from years gone by. Now that the table has pattern and texture, let's bring in the color that makes late May feel so bright. Yellow flowers are just right for this time of year. They catch the evening light, brighten old dishes, and make a table feel welcoming even when everything else is very simple. You don't need an elaborate arrangement. A white ironstone pitcher with daisies, a mason jar of butter yellow roses, or a small enamelware jug filled with black-eyed Susans can be enough. Even grocery store mums or clipped garden blooms can look special if you gather them tightly and keep the stems low. Here's the styling tip I come back to again and again. Keep flowers low enough that people can see each other across the table. A garden supper should invite conversation. If your flowers are tall, place them on a side table or buffet instead. For a farmhouse decor look, pair yellow flowers with cream dishes, clear glass, and a little green from the garden. A sprig of mint beside each napkin or a few lemon slices in a pitcher can make the whole table feel intentional without becoming a big project. This is also a wonderful place to use an old container. Look in your cupboards for a small crock, a sugar bowl without its lid, or a chipped-looking style that is actually clean and sturdy. We never need things to be perfect. We just want them to feel cared for. And if you have a memory of yellow flowers in your mother's kitchen window or your grandmother's garden, this is where the table becomes more than decorating. It becomes a quiet little tribute. If yellow is the heart of the table, then the dishes and serving pieces are what make it feel personal. A garden supper is the perfect time to bring out mismatched plates. They don't have to match exactly to look good together. In fact, A little variety often makes the table feel more like a real cottage home. Try mixing plain white plates with a few floral salad plates, or use older cream dishes with 1 or 2 pieces of blue and white. If you have transferware, ironstone, or simple diner-style plates, they can all work as long as the colours feel friendly together. The practical tip is to repeat one colour at least 3 times. If your flowers are yellow, add yellow napkins, a small butter dish, or lemon slices in a clear pitcher. If your plates have blue rims, repeat blue in a ribbon around the napkins or a little gingham runner. That simple decorating idea makes mismatched pieces feel planned. This works indoors too, especially in a farmhouse kitchen or dining nook. Open shelves can display the supper pieces before you use them, giving your kitchen design a seasonal lift without a full kitchen makeover. Sometimes the best home improvement is simply bringing pretty everyday things where you can see and enjoy them. And don't forget serving pieces. A wooden breadboard, a glass cake stand, or an old platter can make humble food look generous. Sliced tomatoes, deviled eggs, biscuits, fruit, and a simple cake all look right at home on vintage pieces. Around the middle of our visit today, I'd love to ask, what is one piece you would bring to a late May supper table? An old plate, a basket, a tablecloth, or maybe a recipe from someone you miss. Once the table is set, the last layer is the one we can't buy at all, the evening light. Late May has a special kind of light. It isn't the strong heat of July yet, but it's softer and longer than early spring. When that golden light comes across a porch rail, a garden path, or a kitchen window, it makes everything feel gentler. To make the most of it, set the table where the light falls from the side instead of straight overhead. That could be near a garden gate, under a maple tree, or beside a west-facing window. If you're indoors, pull the table close to the window and let the curtain panels soften the glow. A practical styling tip here is to add just one reflective detail. Clear glasses, a small pressed glass bowl, or a polished spoon can catch the light without making the table look formal. Avoid too many shiny pieces. The feeling should stay easy and homey. For comfort, add folded cotton napkins, a small cushion on a wicker chair, or a light throw over the back of a porch rocker. These are small home decor ideas, but they make guests feel thought of. That is the heart of homemaking. And the supper itself can be simple. Chicken salad, sliced fruit, biscuits, iced tea, lemonade, and a little cake are more than enough. A garden table doesn't need a showpiece meal. It needs welcome, care, and a place to sit a while. That's what I love about cottage style. It lets us use the good old things, not just store them away. It reminds us that a home can be pretty and practical, full of memory, and still useful for today. So for your own late May garden supper, start with one cheerful cloth, add wicker for texture and function, Gather a few yellow flowers, mix your old plates with confidence, and let the evening light do the rest. You may already have most of what you need tucked away in a cabinet, a linen drawer, or the corner of the pantry. Sometimes the loveliest decorating ideas are simply old favourites brought back into daily life. If you enjoyed today's visit, I'd be so grateful if you would like this video, subscribe to Whispering Cottage Home, and leave a comment telling me what you would place on your own late May supper table. I always love hearing about your old treasures, family pieces, and little homemaking memories. Until next time, friends, may your home feel cared for, your table feel welcoming, and your evening light fall softly on the things you love.